Hey up lads and lasses, Fletch here from Ultimate Halo, and Halo Infinite is a true return to form for the franchise, whilst it's going back to its roots but still pushing the franchise forward in meaningful ways. Yet to some people change isn't always a good thing, to others it is, and for some of us it just takes a little bit of time to adjust and get used to what is new. But with that in mind, I have been sitting here thinking about what I think are some of the best Halo Infinite weapon redesigns so far from the weapons we've seen. So we'll do what we do best, sit back, relax, and let's break it down.
Ultimate Halo.
Just as a quick heads up, we are nearly at that 100,000 subscriber mark, and if you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so for more Halo Infinite content. And as soon as we hit that landmark, we are going to give away 5 Halo Infinite Cortana chips, which look incredible. You do not want to miss out on that. And as soon as 2penny Props hits 1,000, he's also going to give away 5 as well. So go subscribe, his link is in the description. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to talk about the new Needler. Now, there are a few things I do really like about this. First of all, how it just goes back to the original design. I felt like Halo 5's, whilst it did look good, it looked a bit too small for a Brute's or an Elite's hand, and it finally feels big again, almost big enough that it's too big for a Spartan, which I think is the right look. The needles also look awesome, as they always do in pretty much every Halo game, but what I find really interesting about this design is that it now has an ammo counter on the Needler itself. I don't think too many people have noticed this, and I've seen this online myself, but every time the Needler gets shot, the ammo counter on here goes down. So I think that's a really good piece of visual feedback for the player, as well as it also going back to the more classic original colour scheme of the deep purple, so we don't want to lose that original Covenant art style. As great as the Banished are and the art style that they bring to the game, I also do want to retain some of that original Covenant look, because at the end of the day, that's such a huge part of Halo's identity. So I think the Needler, spot on, absolutely zero complaints. Next up is the one and the only assault rifle, and to be quite truthful, I cannot stop looking at this weapon. I think the way the ammo counter looks is just fantastic. It has like a reflective surface for the glass, and I think it's just a really great way to give the gun depth, and I think this is something that's probably been lacking in the past, but we've never really thought about, and now that it's there, honestly, it looks great. I also really enjoy the stripe and the decals on this latest version of the assault rifle. If we go back to the 2020 gameplay reveal, it does look a bit bland and bare, and whilst the actual form and the silhouette of the gun is there, it's just missing a lot of that detail that we now have. I do also want to say that I think Halo 5's assault rifle is fantastic. It was my favourite, but this is really taking over because it's taken what Reach did and improved it significantly. And honestly, just look at it, it is so beautiful. I want it, I need it, and I shall have it! Okay, I'll be really honest about this next one. It's the Sidekick, and I struggled to determine whether or not I really liked it. I didn't mind the version in the 2020 reveal trailer, but this new update makes it a world better. It looks more like a tactical Magnum, and for some reason the reveal trailer just looked way too big, and it doesn't look like a Marine could reasonably hold that for a pistol. The red dots on the iron sight also just make it look more distinct as a weapon, and despite how simple that is as a concept, I think it's why so many people hold the original shotgun from the original Bungie days so close to their hearts, and it's why it was such like a cool thing when they changed it from different colours in each iteration of the games. So honestly, I think it looks great. But speaking of the shotgun, okay, please don't kill me for this one, and to be quite honest with you, I don't think it's my favourite of all time. I really love the original trilogy and Halo Reach, but for the longest time I thought to myself, is this truly an improvement? But it depends on what you're comparing it to, because if you do compare it to the Halo 1 to Halo Reach design, I would say it's not necessarily an improvement. But if we are talking Halo 4 and 5, I would say yes, absolutely. And what strikes me about this gun, it's got the barrel magazine, which makes it stand out from every other gun in Halo Infinite so far, and it does actually take some callbacks from Reach's design with these holes at the top. So if we're going to say it's better than Halo 4 and 5's, then yes, absolutely. Is it better than the classics? Still not sold, but it's still an improvement from the last game, so we will take that. Ah yes, the energy sword, it's a thing of beauty, isn't it? Well, it's always looked great to me, pretty much throughout all of the Halo games, but in Halo Infinite it's gone back to the Halo 2 and 3 style where it's a lot more rounded, and I don't mind the angular look, but I think the roundness and how thicker you can make it look with that makes it look like it's more pulsating with energy rather than just this hard bit of plastic that's glowing up, because in reality, sometimes in the Halo games it did look like that in Halo Reach onwards. But I would love to see different variants of this, or maybe even, just hear me out, the Prophet's Bane. Now, obviously there's still a lot to be seen with this game, but I think there's a lot of potential for the energy sword to do more things going forward, and I suppose time will tell. Last but certainly not least, let's just be real, it's simply the tried and true rocket launcher we know and love, but it wasn't always that way. When you look back at good old Halo 5, God, I have no idea what they were thinking, but I imagine when they were designing the rocket launcher, and I don't want to be harsh, but all I can think is the word boring. But I am glad they brought the Spanker back in Halo 5 eventually, and now they've kept it going in Halo Infinite. In terms of this version specifically, I really do like the decals, the orange stripes, and it screams something hazardous with all these orange colours, so not much else is to be said other than what could be worse about it. It's what we love and it's what we know. So that's all for today, lads and lasses. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're not, to be part of that pre-100k gang, and I'll see you next time on the one and the only Ultimate Halo.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.